So thank you everyone for joining us. This is our fall 2021 meet and greet. We have one every semester to welcome new students and continuing students. We're introducing you to our student organizations, sharing with you some of our activities. I'm Kelli Roisman. I'm the events coordinator for the ALA student chapter. So far we have 68 people and probably more on the way. This event is a way for us to come together and get to know each other a little bit better. This is especially important because we're in a distance learning program. Sometimes that means we're not interacting very much with our fellow students. And it's good to have opportunities like this that remind us that no matter where we are, and we are from all over, that we're students and at the same school and we're not alone. So each student group tonight is going to give a mini presentation of about 4 to 5 minutes. And after all of our groups have presented, each one is hosting a separate Zoom meeting for you to join if you want to find out more about a particular group and chat with the team leaders. And instead of pasting a lot of different links into chat, we've put all of the information together, so we only need to share 2 links with you tonight. One of them is going to be for how to join the post presentation Zoom meetings with each individual group. So we'll be pasting that into chat. And then the other thing is a document that has information for each student group about email, website, social media. That way it's all in one place, one link. So you will have to wait till the end of the main presentation to go to the Zoom meetings, because you'll have to wait for the host to leave this main meeting. So I'm going to start us off tonight with a poll. Carlos, do you want to advance the slide? Okay, so here's the question. Someone is offering you a free bumper sticker, and which one do you choose? So I am going to launch it and give your best answer. Okay, Book Wizard is popular and the original search engine. All right, I'm going to end the poll and share the results with everyone. So I think the winner here, we're close with Book Wizard in first place, then search engine, stupid questions. All right. And here we go. Go ahead to the next slide. So I want to briefly mention the SJSU campus reading program. They have this each year in the fall. It's not something that the student groups sponsor or organize, but it's something that we all promote. This year's selection is Crisis: An American Lyric by Claudia Rankine. I highly recommend this book. I've been reading it this week and it is truly stunning, amazing. She writes about encounters that she has with all the undercurrents of racism. And if you can, read it yourself, but also go ahead and recommend it to others. That's what we do as librarians. And it has received many awards, including the National Book Critics Circle Award in Poetry. And later this month, on the 27th, the author is going to join SJSU for a virtual event. So moving on to the next slide. Dr. Sandy Hirsch, she was the director of the iSchool, and last year she became the Associate Dean for the College of Professional and Global Education. That's the college the iSchool falls under. And I do recommend following all the groups you're interested in. There's always a lot of useful information that we're sharing about scholarships, internship opportunities, jobs. Also, when you are taking Information 200, that's information communities, you can get a year's free membership to a professional association. For example, the ALA Student Chapter's parent organization is the American Library Association, and you can get a year's free membership. And one of the main reasons we're here tonight is that we hope you're going to consider getting actively involved in the student groups by joining a leadership team. It's a great way to get to know other students, and I do know from my own experience that's true, and also that some of these friendships you're going to carry forward into your professional career. I can't tell you how many times with different activities that I've come across someone, oh, I know you, you were in my student group. Also, student leadership demonstrates to employers that you have had hands-on experience in addition to your coursework. That's really important. Everyone is looking for demonstrated experience. It's not enough just to have taken courses. And you can use the experience as evidence for your e-portfolio. For example, core competency M is demonstrating professional leadership and communication skills. So let's go ahead and advance to the next slide. So I want to remind everyone again, just keep your audio and video turned off, type your questions into chat, we'll answer them as we go along. And we're also going to have a question and answer session at the end. I will stay in the main presentation, this Zoom meeting, so you can ask me questions as well, because after the main presentation, each student group is hosting their own Zoom meeting. These will probably start around 7:15, depending upon how long it takes for our mini presentation. And as I said earlier, we're going to share a link to a doc that has the Zoom links for each individual student group. Oh, I see someone in chat loves Citizen and definitely recommending it. Yeah, it's wonderful. So we are going to begin on to the next slide. And American Library Association Student Chapter, next slide. So that's me. I've been a member of the executive board since last fall as the events coordinator. We're the ALA student chapter, and we're the only iSchool student group that is an SJSU recognized student organization. There's a process we have to go through that each year for re-recognition, but it does, because we have this RSO status, it means we can receive additional funding from the university. And last year we received over $2,000 for our event programming. And a large part of that was a book circle and giveaway that we hosted in the spring. And we gave away over 100 copies of Sophia Thakur's book of poetry. And then we had a book circle event where we met like this on Zoom and then had breakout rooms so we could discuss the book in small groups. So one thing I should note, that you don't have to register to be a member. All students in the iSchool are automatically members of our student organization. You do have to join and pay the membership fee for the ALA, but again, info 200, you can get your free membership. Next slide. So these are the students who are now on our executive board for this year. We've got a lot of friendly faces, including one kitten. Elizabeth can't be here tonight and just had to put something in there. I hope she's not allergic to cats. So let's go to the next slide. Right, so coming up this month, don't miss it, on the 30th is our Banned Books Trivia Night. I started this last fall. We were trying to think of a great activity to have to celebrate the freedom to read. And this is what we came up with. Join us, we'll have 21 trivia questions about banned books. And the top winners are going to win $5 gift cards. It was a lot of fun last year, so please join us. You'll find the registration link in that info doc that we're going to share. Also coming up each semester, we have a Connect Over Coffee networking event. We invite working professionals in the field to come, and then we have breakout rooms where you can talk with 3 or 5 people, just talk to this person and learn a lot. Last spring, I invited alumni of the iSchool, which is really cool because our faculty advisor and the director of online learning was Debbie Farah. She retired, and this was we had a kind of going away party afterwards. So the other thing that we have is a series of speaker events. Each semester we host one, and the theme is Librarians Leading Change. We've had different topics come up, and we'll have that again. There is another event that I held in the fall, and that was a virtual around the world library tour. We used to do in-person events where we toured libraries, including the Los Angeles County Museum of Art and Huntington Libraries, also Blizzard Entertainment. But in-person events are no longer possible, and so we did a virtual around the world tour of different libraries. And I am looking for people to help me out with that. So tour guides, if you're interested, get in touch. Next slide. So this is where we are recruiting, and we're building up our events team. At this point, it's only me, and I'd like to do a lot more. So I need some helpers. So again, there's information links on the info doc. So get in touch with me if you're interested. And next slide. So this is the first time that the American Library Association has held a virtual volunteer fair. It's September 14th, and I'm not sure what it's going to be. I mean, this is the first time, but there'll be an opportunity to ask members questions about, committees, the work, the time commitment. Again, on your resume, when you're demonstrating to your employer, whether you're trying to get hired or you're looking to be promoted, involvement in the American Library Association as a volunteer is really, really important. And I just wanted to mention while we're here that the current American Library Association president is actually a faculty member. Patty Wong has been teaching at the iSchool for a very long time, and she does teach grant writing in fall semester. I highly recommend that to everyone. Try to enroll in that class. Next slide. So our blogging team wants to know, what do you want to know? We have a Google Doc or a Google form for you to fill out. Probably takes less than 2 minutes. So do that and give us some of your feedback. Next slide. Okay, that's it for us, and I hope we can chat with you after the main presentation at our Zoom meeting. I appreciate all of you coming. It's really nice to see so many students who are interested in our student groups. So go ahead and next slide. And now we're introducing the first generation student group.
Thank you. My name is Audrey Hockenberry, and I'm the chair for the first generation student group. If we could go to the next slide. So we have a pretty full spread of roles in our group. We are very inclusive to anybody who is not only literally a first gen student, but also feels like they belong in that group. So maybe somebody in your family had been in college eons ago, and so you're kind of going at it alone. So don't feel intimidated by the words first generation. As you can see here, our social media coordinator is vacant. So if you are interested, feel free to email us. Go ahead, next slide. So like I said, we're just a student group who is here to network, to gain some support while we all kind of stumble through this journey together, especially if we don't have people who are close to us family-wise who have ever been in a graduate level program. Next slide. We are pretty active on social media these days, so feel free to check these out. There's also a document that's going to have these later on that you'll have access to. Next slide. So our events that we do are our coffee and chats, and those are typically the second Thursdays of the month. And those are very informal chats, and we can hang out and talk about whatever's on your mind. The last one we did, we talked a lot about being a first generation student in more than one way. So being first gen in just your family in this country, and the added problems that kind of stacks on top of you. So our next one will be on the 9th at 5:30. And we'll be advertising that pretty heavily, and there should be an iSchool alert. And then every semester we do a general meeting where we interview a first generation faculty member. And this semester we are doing our advisor, Dr. Bernier. Next slide. So this semester we implemented a brand new program to get more people interested in leadership roles without too much of the stress and hassle. So we developed an understudy program. So you can kind of shadow somebody and get a little bit of a toe dip in there. And if you want to move up in any of our groups' leadership, it works out pretty well. So if you were interested in that, we have almost all of our understudy positions that are totally open. We will be talking more about that at this month's coffee and chat, and you can contact our team coordinator. And that is it for me. Thank you.
All right, good evening, everyone, and thank y'all for being here tonight. My name is Toby, and I'm serving as the Vice Chair and Membership Director for the SJSU ASIS organization this academic year. We're really excited to share more information about ASIS and hope to meet y'all in the breakout session afterwards. We'll go on to the next slide. So ASIS is an international professional association whose members come from technical fields within library and information science. This includes research, information technology, and information science. And the mission is to advance information science and related applications of information technology. So our student chapter provides opportunities to support your professional growth and career development, both through access to the ASIS international community and through specialized programming designed by our executive committee to meet your needs and your interests. And we'll dive deeper into how to join in just a few minutes, as well as in our breakout session. Go on to the next slide. So our committee comes from a variety of different backgrounds, but we are united by an interest in understanding and advancing information science and technology for the greater good, as well as overturning preconceptions of the field of information science and technology, which sometimes folks might think seems a little bit boring, and we hope to change that for us. Our vision for this year is to offer events that are not only intellectually stimulating, but are also fun and enjoyable to attend. So as you can see here, our executive committee includes Julia Rogiers as our chair, Quinn Christie as Secretary, Treasurer, and Social Media Coordinator. Lauren Davidson and Robin Durokis are our co-programming directors, and Ariana Barcenas Kanemoto is our webmaster. And we're also very lucky to have Dr. Sandra Hirsch, who is, of course, the former iSchool director and a former president of the ASIS professional organization, as our faculty advisor. If you're interested in joining us, we want to let you know that you do not have to have a background in technology or information science, just a willingness to learn and participate. I personally can say that I don't have, when I joined this organization, I didn't have that background, but this has provided opportunities to gain more knowledge in this field. So we do want to stress that you don't have to have that background, and we want to stress that our events are open to all students if you are a member or of the professional organization or not. So if you are interested in getting involved or attending any of our events, please reach out to us via email or social media, and we'll share our social media on the final slide. We can go on to the next slide. Okay, so what makes our organization different is how specialized our programming is. We know that the iSchool offers a wide variety of classes that we may be interested in, but students may not be able to take a whole class on, whether that's due to time or financial constraints. So we're aiming to create events that can really cater to interests that you can't necessarily take a whole class on, such as metadata or virtual reality. You can see a few of our events here, and our first event for the academic year will be the fall semester meetup happening in late September. The specific time and date is to be announced, and that is the purpose of that event is to get to know our members and your interests so that we can continue to cater events to our community. Additionally, in this fall semester of 2021, we are planning a discussion of social media as information good, featuring Professor Jumba, and an exploration of the SJSU Clever Lab. That's the experiential virtual reality lab, and looking at the utilization of virtual reality and other emerging technology within libraries. Some past events that we have held include a series of faculty lectures on artificial intelligence and a what I wish I had known seminar with some iSchool alumni who are in the field of information science and technology. So we encourage you to please connect with us on social media via email or via Canvas to stay in the loop about upcoming events, as well as to let us know what you would be interested in seeing this academic year. Next slide. So we hope that you're interested in joining our organization to gain some of those benefits mentioned previously and connect with peers in the field. As mentioned, our chapter is affiliated with the ASIS International Professional Association. So in order to join our student organization, you will need to secure a membership to the professional organization. SJSU students can either pay for a student membership directly through ASIS at a discounted rate of $45 annually, or you can opt to get that 1 year free by signing up through your Info 200 class. By joining the ASIS Association, you gain access to continuing education, networking opportunities with established professionals, awards and scholarships, and of course, the chance to interact with peers in the iSchool and develop evidence for your resume and e-portfolio. And again, we really want to emphasize that with or without that professional membership, you can still join our events and get involved with us. And we'd like to encourage that. So if you are interested, please reach out via email or social media. Next slide. And here is how you can reach out to us and stay in touch. So we are active on pretty much all the social media platforms. You can connect with us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, or through Canvas. Our Instagram is relatively new, and we hope that some folks who are in this Zoom right now would go ahead and follow us on social media so we can start interacting on Instagram, so we can start interacting with you there. If you would like to join our organization or get more information, please join us in the breakout session after this, where we will be available to answer questions about organizational benefits, how to join using the online membership form, and what we have planned for the upcoming academic year. We hope to see you there, and thank you for your time and interest in ASIS and the student organizations overall.
Hello, everyone. Can you go to the next slide, please? Hi, I am Rosa Rodriguez. So saludos to everyone here. Greetings. I am the current president of SJSU REFORMA iSchool student and alumni group. Here with me today is our secretary, Sofia La Monica Fernandez, who will be joining me in presenting information about our group. We are all so excited to be here this evening with all of you. REFORMA SJSU iSchool student and alumni group is part of REFORMA National, an organization that promotes library information services to Latinos and the Spanish-speaking, who is also affiliated with the American Library Association. REFORMA focuses on recruiting bilingual and bicultural library professionals and support staff. Our group's focus is on developing students' professional skills and increasing awareness of library and information services to Latinos by providing learning experiences through collaborations, networking, and professional development. We offer members a supportive community that will help them grow into culturally competent information professionals during and after their academic journey with us here at SJSU. Second slide. Sophia will provide more information about our group's goals, but first, let me briefly introduce you to our executive board. This year, we have a few additional members, starting with our vice president. It's Rosa Hughes de la Rosa. Our secretary, as I mentioned, is Sofia La Monica. Our marketing and social media liaisons are Guadalupe Martinez and Ana Arevalo. And our webmaster is Lizette Lizardi. And our new position is Sarah Wilson, who took up the blog editor. And also an additional position is our membership coordinator, Stephanie Duran. And alumni liaisons, we have two this year. It's Gretchen McLaughlin and Sonia Bautista, pardon me. And our faculty advisor is Dr. Michelle Villagran. Next slide. Sophia.
Thank you, Rosa. These are our goals: to create a welcoming and inclusive environment, to advocate the needs and interests of multicultural iSchool students and alumni, to develop communication and collaboration between members and other SJSU iSchool student organizations, to establish a community for student and alumni learning and development, to identify resources, toolkits, workshops, and conferences in order to serve Spanish-speaking and Latinx communities, and to engage with REFORMA National and REFORMA chapters for professional networking and collaborations. And Rosa will tell us about our Cafecito Con series in the next slide.
We do have a monthly Cafecito Con event where we invite library professionals to talk about their work with the Spanish-speaking community and the Latinos community. We have one scheduled, as you can see here on the slide, for September 30th at 5 p.m. And we also will have our second annual Dia de los Muertos event in October. So if those of you who have joined us last year, it was a great event. And we do invite you to bring a picture or an artifact of someone who's passed in your family and share some of those memories with us for that event. And next slide.
We have several ways you can get involved. Submit a post for our blog. The link for that will be in the document that is shared that has all the information in it. Attend our Cafecito series and other virtual events and activities. Suggest ideas for an event, activity, or resources for iSchool students using our comment form on our website, which is also going to be on that form, on that document. And join our executive committee. We will be having elections coming up at the end of this semester. Opportunities include meeting iSchool students and alumni, networking with other REFORMA members, librarians, and library professionals, professional development, leadership skills, and learning about resources, conferences, and scholarships. Next slide. There are many ways you can join our group, but you have to first join REFORMA National, and you can do that on the REFORMA National website, and then you can join our student group. Joining REFORMA National is $10 for the year, and then joining our student group is free. So once you've joined REFORMA National, you can come to our website, go to our Facebook page, and any way you want to get in touch with us, and you'll find a way to join our student group that way. Next slide.
Thank you, Sophia. So we invite you all to connect with us if you're not following us on our social media platforms. We are on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, and we also have a YouTube account where we do post any of our Cafecito events as well as this meet and greet will be posted up there. So if you haven't joined us, please join us, and we will be sharing that link later for to meet with us if you have questions about REFORMA National. Thank you.
Good evening, everybody. My name is Barbara Alvarado, and I am the acting chair for the Society of American Archivists Student Chapter at San Jose State University. I'm joined today by my Vice Chair Jenny, Secretary Diana. I believe our webmaster Robin is here, and Membership Director Rachel. We're really excited to be here. I can't wait to talk to you more during our breakout sessions. Next slide, please. So what do we do as a club? Our mission and objectives as the SAASC is to first and foremost promote archival interests within our iSchool community, connect students with multiple platforms and outlets to discuss archival topics and issues. We do this through multiple outlets, one of them being our student-led online publication called Archeota, which Kelli will talk a little bit more about in a few minutes, our various social media platforms, our website, our blog, a new newsletter that we just launched and we're very excited about, and Canvas. Additionally, we provide resources for career development, provide students with opportunities to network with each other, but also with the archival community at large, and also help engage students in activities and at events related to the archival profession. Next slide. Okay, and this is our amazing executive board. And all this information is also available on our website. Okay, next slide. Speaking of events, we have an upcoming SAASC membership specific membership meeting in a few weeks, September 14th. So if you haven't registered for that already, please do so. Similar to this event, it's going to be an opportunity for you to meet everybody on the executive board, ask questions, and we're going to be able to dive a little deeper into what we do, what our goals are, and what we hope to accomplish this academic year. In addition to our member meeting and get together on the 14th, we have a lot of really exciting events this year, which Jenny has been working really hard to put together, and Diana as well, helping us with all the logistical stuff. We have the Archivists from One Archives from the USC libraries, and that is the largest repository of LGBTQ materials in the world. So that's going to happen next month, and we will be sending out a registration link very soon. We also have our first ever virtual scavenger hunt, and that will also happen in October to celebrate American Archives Month. Again, more information coming soon. And if you actually registered for our newsletter, all the registration links should be on there for you to sign up if you haven't already. So yeah, we have a lot of really exciting things happening. And if you want to learn more about them, please join our breakout session after this. Next slide. Okay, and to join SAASC is very easy. It's 5 steps. They're right there. You go on Canvas, groups. You'll see the option to join our specific group. You hit join, and then that's it. You're a member. Super easy. Again, this information is available on our website, and we will also go a little bit more in depth during our member meeting on the 14th. Okay, next slide. Okay, and now Kelly, if you want to talk about Archeota.
Yes, hi everyone again. So Archeota is the digital publication of the group. We started in 2015, and we're still growing strong with an issue twice a year, fall and spring, summer. We include a lot of content from students. That's what is important. It's written by students, and anything related to the archival world. We have, as you can see here, there are different types of articles that we accept. So right now we're just gearing up for the fall issue, and that means we're seeking contributors. So do reach out to me. We are going to be updating the information on the SAASC website. Right now it's from spring, so we do need to get the new information up there. All of the links are in the info doc, and I'm also going to be creating a very short video that people can watch so they get an idea of what to expect if they're interested in contributing. Again, I recommend it highly. I have a friend who was on the editorial team, and she had a job interview, and one of the interviewers actually asked her about an article that she'd written for Archeota. Thank you.
That's amazing. That's wonderful. Thank you so much for that, Kelly. Next slide. Yeah, and that's it for us. Please stay in touch. As I mentioned, and as you can see on the slide, there's multiple ways for you to connect with us. All this information should be on the document link that was shared with you earlier. In addition to what you see on your screen, we also have a LinkedIn page and a brand new TikTok account, which we're really excited about. So whatever you prefer, just look us up and please join us. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you. Hi, everyone. I am Leslie Perry, president of the Special Libraries Association Student Chapter. I'm joined tonight by Allison, VP, and Rebecca from our programming team. Next slide, please. So what is a special library, you may be wondering? It's a library whose collections and/or users are organized around a specific industry or discipline or subject. This includes law, finance, art, transportation, food, theater, engineering, really dozens of different disciplines. It's a highly diverse body of professionals. Our parent organization, SLA, includes academic librarians, taxonomists, research directors, data scientists. They work for every kind of institution, from big corporations to small nonprofits. So our goal as the student chapter is to connect people first to each other within SJSU, and then also to SLA and the special library world at large. Next slide, please. So if you're curious about what this entails, hop on over to our blog. We regularly highlight different kinds of special libraries. Our recent posts explore magic libraries and marine and aquatic research libraries. Our events feature professionals from both the special library world and the LIS field at large. We've hosted a librarian who worked at a wine library, another who curated the circus arts materials in university special collections. Next slide, please. So our events are really a cornerstone of the chapter. We have 2 programs slated for the fall so far. Upcoming, we have our very own Dr. Michael Stevens, who will talk about finding joy in library spaces in a post-pandemic world, what it means for people to come together and collaborate both in physical libraries and digital communities, and how we can create positive spaces for participation and well-being. We also have Tess McCarthy, an iSchool alum and taxonomist, who will be discussing e-portfolios, self-advocacy, and job searching and career transitioning, which is always very relevant for iSchool students. So I hope you join us for both of those events, and more events are to be announced soon. Next slide, please. So there are lots of opportunities to get involved. You can attend our events, subscribe to our newsletter, become a member of the chapter. You don't have to be a member of SLA to join our chapter, but student membership to SLA is only $10 a year. It's a great bargain, and it's wonderful for access to more professional development opportunities. We have a large executive committee with opportunities in every area from social media to web design to communications. When there are vacancies, we promptly post them. And if you're unsure of your schedule or time commitment right now, but you still want to be involved somehow, we invite you to write a blog post for us. And again, you can visit our website to see some examples of what people have done in the past. Next slide, please. So the best way to stay informed is to connect with us. Email us with any questions, follow us on the major social media platforms, and check out our website and our blog. Thank you so much. I look forward to meeting more of you later and as the year goes on.
Hi, everyone. This is Tiara Holmes, the editor-in-chief of the Student Research Journal. I'm joined here today by Megan Duffy, our managing editor. I will say that Megan and I are both on the East Coast, so it's getting pretty late for us. So during the breakout Zooms, we will stay in the main meetings room for about 15 minutes. So if anyone has any questions, just stay here and we can answer them here. Can you go to the next slide, please? So what is SRJ? We are a double-blind, peer-reviewed, open access journal. We accept submissions from graduate students, and they don't have to be graduate students here. And you could submit as a graduate student and graduate right after. It's totally fine. It's all about the library information science. We're run entirely by students in the library information science major. We also have a faculty advisor, Dr. Bernier, that you heard about. He also does, I think it was the,
First gen student group.
Yeah, for some reason I couldn't think of first gen student group. Yeah, we accept book reviews, we accept articles, and we started accepting evidence summaries recently. Can you go to the next slide, please? This is our strategic plan. We try to follow these 4 goals in all of our journal operations. The first is to improve publications visibility domestically and internationally through marketing and outreach. So we're trying to improve our relationship with other LIS programs, get more involved with our social media, things like that. Number 2 is to strengthen SRJ's relationship with stakeholders and to ensure a valuable experience. We want to make sure that anyone who submits to SRJ or anyone who decides to come work for us really gets something they need from SRJ. We don't want anyone to feel like they wasted their time. We want to make sure it's a valuable experience for people who submit so they can experience what it's like to go through the academic publishing process. But we also want to make sure that the people we hire for our editorial team feel like they actually learned something in their roles and that what they did in their roles matter. Our third goal is to build a reputable brand through professionalism. This includes making sure everyone has great training, keeping our website up to date, things like that. And the fourth is to pursue new ideas for quality enhancement. If you join the editorial team, this could possibly include special projects that you guys could do on the side that are totally, it can be picked by you, proposed by you, as long as you do a great proposal. And pretty much anything that we think could help the journal out is a special project that you could be doing for us. Next slide, please. And I'd like to introduce Megan to take over talking about our staff and our editorial roles, and as well as how to get involved.
Okay, hey y'all. So as Tira mentioned, she is our editor-in-chief this year. I am the managing editor. We currently have 4 content editors: Ariel, Kristen, Amber, and Benjamin. And then Stephanie is currently our solo copy editor. I will mention the next time we are currently looking for a copy editor to join her. So she's not all alone there. And then we do have our faculty advisor, Dr. Bernier, who kind of helps us out and oversees all this for us. Next slide, please. So how can you get involved? There are 2 ways, really. One, you could submit. If you are interested in having something published by the journal, you're welcome to submit. We accept all manuscripts all the time. As Tiara mentioned, we accept original research, critical essays, current academic book reviews, and evidence summaries on all kinds of LIS topics. As current graduate students, you are allowed to submit your manuscripts. And you can visit our website to kind of learn more about what exactly we're looking for and how to submit your articles to the journal. And the other way is you can actually join our team. We are currently, as I said, we're currently hiring a copy editor for fall 2021. Hopefully y'all got an email with that, the information on there. And we're hoping for this person to start ASAP. So if you're at all interested in being a copy editor, please apply for the position. And we're happy to have you join our team. And then afterwards, there will be vacancies open next semester. People are going to be graduating. We're going to have room for people to join our editorial team. So just keep an eye out for openings next semester, and then be ready to apply in spring 2021. Next slide. And this is just some of our contact information. There's our email. You can visit us on social media. And we hope, as here mentioned, we will say a little bit later in this chat if you have any questions for us. Thank you.
Okay, thank you all for presenting. We have another presentation from a student group. Melissa Kemp is going to talk about VCARA.
Excellent. Well, thank you, everyone. We're not an official group, VCARA, because we actually don't have enough members to have a board and voting and whatnot. But I wanted just to get a chance to speak very briefly with you guys, and I want to try and do this very quickly. You might wonder why I'm representing VCARA. I'm not even a student. However, I've been involved with VCARA for a number of years, and I'm delighted to be joined here by Melissa Kemp, who's a MARA student assistant. VCARA originally came out of the MARA program, and it is an iSchool virtual world community that's open to anyone interested in virtual worlds, virtual reality, and any related aspects of information sciences, including archives, education, and libraries. I was delighted to hear that ASIST is going to do something with the Clever Lab. I know John Oakes, and I love what they're doing over there. For many years, Dr. Pat Franks managed iSchool Island, which is our region in Second Life that we've had, believe it or not, for more than 10 years. And for those of us who have been involved in virtual worlds in desktop mode, like Second Life, you'd be surprised how many of us never left, because we find these to be accessible and robust environments for teaching, for learning, for socialization, and just plain having fun. So go ahead and go to the next slide, please, Melissa. Thank you so much. So like I said, we've had a region in Second Life for more than 10 years. And since Dr. Pat Franks retired at the end of this last semester, I'm the full-time staff here at the School of Information that's been involved with VCARA. So I'm sort of making sure that it doesn't drop off the radar entirely, because we've been doing a lot of really interesting, fun, and cool things over the years. It's evolved and changed. In fact, one of my primary kind of partners in crime is a iSchool alumna, Dr. Marie Vans, who teaches for us part-time, but she's full-time now at Colorado State University, Fort Collins, and she's developing their VR lab. She's a VR researcher, and she helps me to maintain the School of Information's region on Second Life. But we work in multiple worlds, desktop as well as in VR headset mode. We have been, since 2019, both Pat, Marie, and I have been hosting monthly VR Exploder Club outings. We go to different social virtual world VR platforms, and we've been doing that specifically to evaluate these spaces for teaching and learning and for socializing and for use in libraries, museums, galleries, that sort of thing. We've got an international group of people who kind of come and go, but it's a lot of fun. We laugh, we try to break things because, you know, load testing is serious business. But there's a lot of people who've come out of the School of Information over the years and have gone on to their own projects. There's more communities and virtual environments that you guys can shake a stick at. And in fact, I came to meet my VCARA colleagues because I went to an in-world presentation on virtual world librarianship, and I saw someone with an SJSU email, and it turned out to be somebody who's an alumna, graduate now, and she's now the executive director for the Community Virtual Library, which has been involved in virtual environments since about the 2007 or so. So anyways, next slide, please, Melissa, thank you. VCARA is, you know, in the midst of some change because we are in multiple places and our region needed a bit of an overhaul, but we've got some really fun things in the works. Over the years, we've had multiple events year round. You know, we've done live readings every year for the in-world annual Dickens Fair, the Fantasy Fair. We've done readings for Arthur Conan Doyle's Sherlock Holmes stories because Pat Franks loves those. We have a Victorian Village build where we've done that. It's a lot of fun to be around people from all over the world where we dress up and are able to create some really fun and engaging immersive events and things and get to know each other. And I want to briefly mention the getting to know people because those of us who've worked together for a long time in virtual worlds, I have to tell you, we don't ever do Zoom sessions, ever. I mean, all of us, like this screenshot shows us, we just presented at Educators in VR, this panel that Pat and Marie and some other colleagues. We meet in virtual environments because they're so much more engaging and there's so much more going on. I think anybody who's in, I think all librarians, anybody in the information sciences, if you're not like really looking at what virtual environments, desktop as well as VR, XR, web browser based, like I'm a big fan of Mozilla Hubs. Marie and I both work in Mozilla Hubs in different things. I think they're incredible spaces and they're going to become more and more important, not just because of a pandemic. Okay, the next slide. I'm going to just give a very brief shout out to our newest MLIS member who only just started this summer getting in World. And she's going to be presenting in October at her very first in-world event for the Association of College and Research Libraries, the ACRL's Virtual Worlds Common Interest Group, which of course has been meeting monthly in World for like probably more than a decade or so. Her project is really about, she's very interested in commercial space travel, which is imminent, and connecting that with virtual librarianship. So I'm super excited to see what she comes up with. She's building an exhibit space on our region up in a space bubble in the sky. So we'll see about that in October. And we can move on to the next slide because I know we're kind of running low on time here. Thank you very much. I know this thing is not for everybody, you guys. We're a geeky niche group of people, but if you are inclined to go tumbling down the rabbit hole, this is, you know, it is an incredible wonderland to be discovered. And I can talk specifically about an academic librarian I know at the University of Hawaii who has built out literally Alice in Wonderland and Alice Through the Looking Glass. It's an entire region where that story, though both the books come to life. So I think a lot of people don't even realize that the Second Life region even exists. That's going to change now that I'm here. I'm planning on end of the semester dance party on our region, on our new dance club. I'm going to get a DJ and I'm going to advertise it on iSchool Alert so everybody knows about it. So if you've ever been a gamer, if you've ever been a desktop gamer, been in any kind of virtual environment or not, come kick it with us old school style, okay? Because this is a lot of fun and there's some amazing people. No, you do not have to have a VR headset, Irene. Even if you eventually wanted to join our VR Exploders clubs, all of the environments, whether it's Mozilla Hubs, whether it's AltSpace VR, VR Chat, we've been to all of them. They are accessible on desktop. And in fact, Marie, Pat, and I constantly kind of toggle back and forth. We go to a place in our VR headsets because I have an Oculus Rift. We have different devices, but we also do it on desktop because it's important to evaluate these places for teaching and learning, for librarianship, and for the future. And whoosh, bang, that's it for me, you guys.
Oh, thank you, Bethany. I mean, I've always meant to get involved. When I saw that Sherlock Holmes one in the spring, I was very excited. Great. Okay,
Thank you.
Perfect. Thank you so much. So we've drawn to the end. We've had all of our student groups present, and thank you for attending.
Thank you.
All right. Good night,
Bye.
everybody.
Night.
Night.